Melody, why aren't you answering the phone? You're not busy anyway. Answer the phone.
You called me? Was it urgent? I had an important meeting at work. What's up?
I left my files at home and I need them at work. I left them on my desk last night after working on my computer, so you'll know where they are. You need to bring it to me right now.
What? I just had that important meeting and I couldn't answer the phone. Of course I'm at work, so there's no way I can go.
A meeting? LOL. What kind of meeting is worth your income? I have more important work than you. With your low income position, they won't notice if you left the company for a bit.
Low income? Isn't that too harsh? It's not as low as you think. I don't think we're that different. It depends on how much I work overtime, but our difference is about $200.
Are you stupid? $200 is a big difference. Just admit the fact. Besides, you know what? I put in more money for living expenses than you do. And I'm the breadwinner of the family, so you should know who you are. I'm better than you, right?
Huh? Is there such a thing as higher or lower position in a married couple? We are a family.
Family? That's fine, but there's still a difference. I'm the head of the family. You're in a lower position than me. Anyway, just go and get me my files. Unlike you, I'm using them for an important afternoon meeting. This is not for fun.
No. I'm not working for fun either. I have a business meeting with a client. You're the one who forgot them, so do something about it yourself.
Are you kidding me? Who do you think you are, Melody?
That's my word. I do all the housework. So if you consider what I do, I'm working more than you in terms of labor. Think about it and don't be bossy.
What are you joking? LOL. Which one of us is the bossy one? Women do the housework, that's obvious. I mean, you won't get paid for housework. Don't quibble just because you make less than me.
It's going to be a big problem if you say like that nowadays, you know? Your brain is that level even though you work. If you're acting like that at work, you're gonna get in trouble.
Who are you talking to? I'm your husband. You want to get divorced by being bossy?
You're the one who'll be in trouble if I divorce you. You can't do anything about the house. You don't even know where things are.
You'd be in trouble too. You're able to make a living because of my earnings. What are you going to do when I'm gone? You'll cry.
Hey, aren't married couples supposed to support each other equally?
I'm putting in enough money to live on.
I'm putting in my own money too. I'm not depending on you.
I put in more than you do, so you're able to live.
Do you know how much more you put in?
I don't care how much. It's true that I put in more.
We're going around in circles and it's making me sick.
Oh, that's good. Then you can leave work early and go home. You should just leave early from the beginning and bring me my files.
You're worried about your own stuff instead of your wife who's not feeling well? What the hell? I didn't marry you to be your housekeeper. This kind of conversation makes me wonder why I married you.
Of course, it's because I was old enough to get married, and you wanted to get married too.
You got married because I wanted to? And how about you?
Well, I was old enough to get married, and I thought maybe marriage would make things easier.
Is that about the housework? Am I a thing? It doesn't sound like I'm a wife. I'm a housekeeper.
I never said that. You're being paranoid. I mean, same to you. You think I'm your convenient wallet, huh?
I never thought of you that way.
Who knows? My colleagues say women are good at acting.
That's so disrespectful to women. You're talking against all the women in the world. There are plenty of women who make more money than men.
But you don't make more money than me.
Your attitude has changed like that lately, huh? Is it because of that coworker? You never said anything about my income before.
No, I was just being too nice to you. My colleague recently got divorced, and his ex-wife, who worked part-time, was spending her entire salary on herself and making ends meet on his salary. And then she gradually stopped doing housework. He advised me not to let that happen to me.
I have a full-time job. I work as much as you do, and I do all the housework.
For now, right? But you never know what will happen in the future. So we have to clarify who is in the higher position.
Are you serious? I like my job. That's why I keep working. What happens when you say you don't know what's going to happen in the future?
It's a life where you have no respect for me, where you don't do the housework, where you do whatever you want.
Do you think all the wives in the world are like your coworker's ex-wife? I have a full-time job to begin with, and I have no intention of quitting. Why do I have to be compared with her? Don't be rude and assume that all women are like that.
That's how women are.
If you're going to be so old-fashioned, then show me you make more money than I do so that you can make a difference in position.
You're an idiot. You're too old-fashioned to think that way.
That's a complete double standard. Don't be so easy.
What's so easy about it? I'm working so hard.
All you do is work.
You have no idea how hard it is.
I'm working too. If you take your job seriously, you wouldn't forget things. How sloppy. You're half-assed and sloppy, you know that?
Who's half-assed?
My husband, Thomas, I'm afraid. He doesn't even make as much as a celebrity. He's not even close to me, and he acts like he's a king.
I make more than you.
Yes, $200, LOL. Is that the only way you can protect your identity?
Don't talk nonsense. I'm seriously going to divorce you if you keep being bossy.
You think I'll obey you if you say so? You don't have any guts.
So do you.
If you have time to chat like this, go home and pick up what you forgot.
I'm busy. Why should I go back home?
Because you left them at home?
You bring them. Think about it. Your office is closer to home.
I'm busy too. Going back home, go to your office, and then back to my own office? Too irrational. Are you going to give me money for a cab?
There's no way I can be that wasteful.
You're now being stingy. Then I can't. I have work too.
You are stingy. You're more stingy with your love than I am with the money, aren't you? This was your chance to be a good wife. That's enough. If the meeting doesn't go well, it's your fault. You won't support your husband. Poor me.
How can you say that? No, it's clearly your fault.
We'll talk about this when I get back. Be prepared.
If you do anything mean, I'll call my dad and brother.
That's not fair.
That's my word. You tried to use me for your own reasons. Why do you have to be mad at me?
I don't give a shit about you anymore.
Blah, blah. Do what you want. Good luck at the meeting. Thomas, what's for dinner tonight? Will you cook? Oh, and do the laundry too.
Huh? What's wrong with you? Why should I, who earn more money than you, do the housework? It's your job.
Sorry, I got promoted.
What? That means you earn more? How much?
Ding dong! $500 more than you do. But it'll be more if you include overtime.
You're kidding. I can't believe you got promoted. How did you cheat?
Idiot! I didn't cheat. You know it's my real ability. Unlike you, I've been working hard every day. Well, I make more money than you do, so you'll do all the housework from now on, right?
What are you talking about? It's just $500.
Oh, who was complaining the other day about the $200 difference in salary?
A man do the housework? I'm busy at work too.
Don't make me say it again. I'm busy too. I work the same hours as you do. And yet, I make more money than you do. So, according to what you've been saying, you should be the one doing the housework, right?
That can't be. How can your salary go up that suddenly?
I've been working and studying for my qualification. While you were being lazy at home, I was studying hard.
You kept it a secret? I didn't even know.
I'm sure you didn't notice. You were just giving me orders, drinking alcohol, and watching TV. You didn't even look at me, did you? You didn't care what I did. You didn't care about the housekeeper who cooked your meals, cleaned your house, and did your laundry.
That's misunderstanding. I didn't say anything like that.
That's what you mean. So from now on, we're reversing positions.
Doing the housework is not my job. I can't cook. Are you going to eat burnt meat?
I'm not going to eat that. Why don't you take a cooking class?
I can't. I'm too busy at work. I don't have time for that.
You and we work the same hours. I was able to do it, so there's no way you can't.
I said I can't do it.
Then we're getting divorced.
What?
I've been thinking about it for a while. You mentioned it the other day too, right? I'm good with it too, so let's get divorced.
No, I didn't really mean it.
You were not really thinking about getting divorced, but the word divorce came up. See, I told you, you used the word divorce to get me to listen to you. How awful.
That was because you wouldn't listen to me, so I had no choice.
That means you wanted me to obey you, right? How is that even possible for a couple?
You could have just been nice and listened to me. Anyway, I'm not getting divorced.
Okay then, I'll have a lawyer. I still have your messages saying you will divorce me.
That's not fair.
You should really think about who is not fair. You just act like a big jerk and don't even do the housework, and all you do is make morally harassing comments. Aren't you the one who's not fair?
So you want me to help out a little with the housework?
I'm sorry, what? Did you say you'll help? Who do you think chores are for? It's for our lives, right? Help is wrong. We're supposed to share completely.
But housework is a woman's job.
How persistent. Are you going to pay me for doing the housework?
Why should I do that? Where in the world are there housewives like that?
Every housewife in the world does housework for her family, even if she doesn't get paid for it. Even though they work full-time or part-time or complete housewife. But the husband supports the wife.
That's why I'm working and earning money.
I told you I make more money than you.
I'm putting in a little more money for living expenses. You're so picky.
Don't you get it yet? We both work. You say you put more money into our living expenses, but after all, if we go out to eat, I pay for it. So it doesn't mean that you're paying more. We pay for each other's living expenses for the sake of our own lives, not for yourself.
So what?
So that means I get no support from you. This is just an exploitation of love, right? You push me to do everything. I wanted your feelings, not money. I wanted a support with your thoughts. I've totally lost feelings for you in the last few months, and I'm tired of doing all the housework.
Don't just give up.
I don't even want to talk to you anymore. You need to talk to a lawyer about the divorce. And please, talk about the division of property and so on. I'm going to stay at my sister's for the time being with my necessary things.
Wait a minute! Don't decide on your own. My opinion is...
That's enough. Me. It's always about you. I want to get divorced. That's all. If you want to talk about you, go and talk to a lawyer. Well, if he would listen to you.
Wait a minute, Melody. It's all because of my colleague. I was measuring your love. Sorry.
Now you're blaming others. Not your fault. Last time, it was my fault because I didn't deliver something you forgot, right? It's always someone else's fault. I don't want to spend my life with someone like that.
I'm sorry I blamed you. That's not what I meant. Hey, I was in such a hurry that I lost my mind. I beg you, please reconsider.
I'm sorry. I don't understand. You're just saying sorry to protect your poor self. Ew. I just want to get divorced and feel refreshed. Goodbye.
Wait, Melody, don't be so stubborn. If we get divorced, I'll be all alone. I won't be able to eat your food. Without you, I don't know where everything is. Oh, I'll help you. No, I'll do the housework. I got an idea. At least stay with me and teach me until I can live on my own, okay? Show me how, please. Hey, Melody, say something.
Thomas contacted me several times after that, but I did not reply to any of his messages. And after a month with a lawyer in between, the divorce was finalized. The divorce did not go smoothly, and he was as whiny as a child. At the end, our parents had to convince him. Now that we are divorced, I'm able to get more salary and I'm working positively to improve myself more. Has my standard of living gone down? No, not at all. On the contrary, it is much more relaxed. I realized this after the divorce, but he said he was paying more for living expenses than I was. But in reality, I think I was bearing more of the burden. Well, we were able to adjust it by dividing the property, so I have no complaints. Unlike me, who has become physically and mentally healthy, Thomas is unable to do housework. And I heard that he returned to his parents' home because he had a trouble with his work and his salary had dropped.
I can't live with you being depressed. I'm not coming back, so please sign the divorce papers.
But how dare you leaving me so suddenly? What are you thinking?
You're fired. I don't need you anymore.
I'm sorry for being sick, but it's too sudden.
You were spoiled. It's just a clinical depression. It's not even a reason you can't continue working.
It's not an easy problem.
I can't live with an unemployed sick husband. I really hope to move on right now.
You're kidding me, right?
You are just a guy acting like the heroine of the tragedy. That's gross.
Stop kidding me.
No, I'm not kidding.
I'm going back to work as soon as possible for my family. Evan is only 3 years old, so it won't take so long.
But you haven't decided when you're going back to work, right? Then I can't trust you.
So, what about Evan? If we get divorced, the biggest victim will be our kid.
So what?
Can we discuss about what to do with him? Our sudden decision makes him just sad.
If you insist, then I don't want him either, so you can take care of him.
Are you crazy? He is our child.
If I want to remarry in the future, an existing child will be a disadvantage. Don't you understand? That's why I can't take him in charge. Please take care of him instead.
A mother is not supposed to say such things.
He's not even old enough to remember who I am. And in a few days, he'll forget all about me.
Sorry?
You don't even understand whose fault it is that you're in this mess in the first place, you know?
So, you mean it's all my fault?
So?
It doesn't make sense to me.
A victim although you cheated me? I'm a victim.
No, I didn't cheat you.
I heard you were the son of a landowner. So I asked my friend to introduce me to him, and then we got married. I can't believe that it turned out you makes only $60,000 a year and has a low income. You cheated me.
What are you talking about?
After we got married, you told me that you have an older brother, and you told me he will inherit. That's not what I expected.
Hey, I don't think we talked about my family's property before we got married.
I heard it from my friend. There's a guy whose parents are landowners.
What? So you got married to me for the property, you mean?
What else could be the reason? Marrying to a low-income game creator for nothing? Who would do that?
How dare you?
I expected the income would be at least $15,000 a year. At least $15,000 a year in total of the rent and your salary. But apparently, I drew the short end of the stick.
That's an assumption you made on your own, right?
Your parents are successful in the real estate business and own 50 buildings. That's what I heard. I couldn't help believing it.
I didn't tell you anything about my parents' real estate business either, did I? It was your mistake to believe the rumor.
It's your fault. You didn't even talk about it.
I left the family business to my brother because I wanted to focus on my work. So I haven't been involved in the property at all.
If I knew that, I wouldn't have married to a creepy nerd like you.
What did you say?
If you have no property, you're nothing but trash.
Can you stop saying like that? I have too much on my mind and can't stand your words right now.
I see. Then,
can't we at least talk about Evan? We can't make him feel sad.
Then why don't you do your best not to make him sad?
Can't you imagine how painful for him it would be if his mother suddenly disappeared?
That's none of my business. I'm going to get a boyfriend and enjoy my second life.
Oh no.
Well then, let me know when you finish the paperwork for divorce. Bye then.
My name is Mike, and I am a company employee in California, and I will be 35 years old this year. My parents were famous landowners, but my brother was planning to take over the family business. I was free to choose my profession, so I went into the game industry, which I had longed to do. I was enjoying my work every day, but I had a hard time doing hard work. I was recently diagnosed with depression and am currently on leave. I met Georgia, who is 6 years younger than me. We met through a mutual friend. She apparently liked me and we started dating. We have opposite personalities. I am an introverted person, and I was attracted to her outgoing personality. I gradually became to consider a marriage, and 5 years ago, I proposed to her. And we ended up getting married. And we had a child. I thought we would have a bright future ahead of us. However, in addition to my own illness, Georgia asked me for getting divorced. I felt like I have been plunged into unhappiness all at once. Also, Georgia did not seem to take it seriously about Evan at all. My affection for her had totally gone. After these text messages, I decided to get a divorce. I had set up a lawyer and it was in process. I was shocked to figure out the truth by text messages from her.
You should divorce me as soon as possible. Why is it taking so long?
It's still taking me a while to draw up the paperwork related to custody. Just give me a little more time.
I went all the way to the courthouse yesterday. You still haven't finished?
We have to get all things done in order, not to have any problems later.
I told you Evan will live with you, and I won't even see him in the future. So we don't need paperwork.
A verbal agreement has no legal effect, so you need to put it in writing.
What a hassle. Can you think about me other than yourself?
That's my line. All this divorce talk is making my insomnia worse, and the hospital says I need to rest.
I don't care. I'm about to get remarried.
What? What are you talking about?
I'm getting remarried to a rich man.
Sorry?
Have you ever heard of Granwell Foods?
It's a frozen food company, right? You see them on commercials sometimes.
I'm getting remarried to the president, so will you break up with me quickly?
So, you mean you cheated on me?
What?
On the family register. You are not allowed to date while we are married.
You don't know anything.
What do you mean?
If the divorce was for cheating, you could get compensation, but not in this case, right?
But if you're cheating on me during our marriage, I can demand compensation, right?
No way!
What?
If the relationship is actually broken, it's legally safe to have an affair during that time.
Huh?
I met him after I left home.
You mean you're saying that you met him when your divorce was not decided? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes. At that point, it was difficult to repair a relationship. It's legally impossible to get compensation for cheating.
No kidding.
If you think I'm lying, why don't you ask a lawyer?
I just got off the phone with one.
How did it go?
In this case, it might be tough to get compensation on the grounds of cheating.
I knew it.
It doesn't make sense.
It's all your fault. You pretended a rich man actually with a low income, and you're on a leave of absence due to depression? No wonder I left you.
Okay, I'm getting a divorce as soon as I can. I can't take this anymore.
Just get it over with. It's been a while since we talked last time. Guess where I am?
We got divorced 6 months ago. What do you want now?
No worries, it's just a quick update.
No need for that.
That's cold. I thought I'd share my happiness with you so you'd get better.
It's only going to get worse.
You're exaggerating.
I don't care where you are. Just stay away from me and Evan.
There's no way I can get close to you. I'm in Europe now.
You're not in California?
I moved to Europe right after I remarried because of my husband's job.
So that means it's been about 6 months since you immigrated?
I hear everything is fashionable and my husband makes a lot of money. I'm really happy.
That's great. Can I go now? I'm busy.
You're unemployed, so don't pretend you're busy.
No, I'm not.
I know you're disappointed that I'm happy.
Not at all.
You are kidding.
I mean, are you okay?
What?
You haven't seen the breaking news?
I don't watch TV. It's not in English.
I saw this on TV. Your husband is getting arrested for tax evasion.
What? What's this article?
It just came out a few minutes ago. I don't know the details, but... Where are you?
I'm at home. My husband went to work this morning.
If that's the case, he was at work when the police arrested him.
I don't know anything about tax evasion.
Oh, there's another bulletin.
What is it this time?
Illegal immigration. Your husband. It's a preliminary report that he didn't apply for a work visa.
Work visa? Is it bad if he doesn't have one?
Working abroad without a work visa is not permitted.
You are joking.
Applying for a work visa is a lot of work, so maybe he just faked it. Is your visa okay? If you're on a tourist visa, you'll have to check a lot of things. You might be in the country illegally.
Is a tourist visa also a problem? I don't work here though.
A tourist visa is only good for a short period of time, so if you've been there for 6 months, it's possible you're overdue.
I have no idea. He arranged everything.
The maximum stay for a tourist visa is 180 days. I hope your visa is okay.
If I'm here illegally too, will I be arrested?
If you are there illegally, you'll be deported back to the US. I hear you can be deported and banned from Japan for a few years.
Well, if that's all it takes.
But your husband will be arrested as soon as he gets back.
Why?
Like I said before, your husband is a tax evasion suspect.
He should just pay that when he gets back to Japan, right?
The total amount of tax evasion is $4 million.
Are you serious?
He's been dodging taxes for a long time. He can't just make a quick payment or anything, can he?
I'm getting a headache.
I guess he fled overseas because he didn't want to get caught for tax evasion. He didn't think he'd be caught for illegal immigration. Your husband is pretty stupid too.
What about me?
You'd be blameless if you weren't involved in tax evasion. Your luxury life is over. I'm so sorry.
I don't get it.
You've been punished for the mess you made of me and Evan.
You don't deserve saying such things.
I'm not unemployed anymore, okay?
You got your job back. You still make $60,000 a year, right? Don't be so arrogant with your low income.
I make $800,000 a year.
What?
I'm living a relatively good life now, and Evan and I are happy together.
What's going on? I don't understand how you can make that kind of income in 6 months.
I inherited a part of my dad's property.
I thought your brother was the heir.
He just left the management to my brother. There were actually about 10 buildings under my name.
Huh?
But I wanted to concentrate on my job. I asked my brother to take care of them for me.
What did you do with the rental income?
I gave most of the rent money to my brother for keeping management.
You mean the rest came in?
No, I spent it for nurturing care of my parents.
Oh my.
I thought you aren't a gold digger, so I didn't tell you about it. I was lucky. Take off your mask.
It was the wrong decision. Asking your brother to return the apartment?
I thought it was too much for him to ask me to give it back all after this time. Maybe I was kind of selfish. But when I thought about Evan, I didn't have time to hesitate.
I didn't even imagine what happened to you.
I'm my father's son too. Of course it could happen.
I wouldn't have divorced if it was like this.
Because you only care about money. But I'm glad we're divorced.
It was my fault.
What? You are too late.
For our son, will you become my husband again?
Are you serious?
I'm his mother. I'm sure he'd be happy to live with me too.
I'm sorry. I don't think he remembers much about you.
Oh my god!
I just showed him a picture of you. He said, "Who are you?"
You're kidding!
If he hasn't seen you for 6 months, he'll forget.
Maybe he'll remember once we start living together.
I don't want to live with you.
Living together.
I don't want to live with you, and neither does Evan.
Then I'll take custody. I'll become a single mother and raise my son.
I thought I hadn't heard from you in a while. I thought it's been a while since I got a message from you, but you didn't ask me anything about Evan and instead bragged about how rich you are. You don't deserve being his mother.
I'm his mother. There's nothing strange about claiming custody.
You're under a lot of pressure. And in a lot of trouble, so if you claim custody, you're only going to make him unhappy.
As long as I get child support, I can at least raise my child.
You are interested only in money.
It is legal to request child support as a custodial parent. And besides, you have income from rent, and because you're back to work, you have money coming in, don't you? I'll take care of our kid. You'll pay me $3,000 a month.
I submitted my resignation to my company last month.
You quit? You quit?
I couldn't put myself first to continue my favorite job ignoring Evan. I can't make him sad.
Don't talk to me like I'm making him sad.
You made him sad enough. After our divorce, he cried at night so bad. I went to see a doctor with him. And they diagnosed he was stressed too much.
Oh.
Because of your selfishness, Evan went through a lot of pain. And yet you want to take care of him? No kidding.
Hey, listen.
And even worse, you want me to pay child support because you're going single? I can't give custody to someone like that.
But I'm still his mother. I read on the internet that it's legal to claim custody after the fact. So there should be no problem.
What about you? You were officially relinquished your parental rights at the courthouse.
So what?
If you want to change custody, the court won't approve it unless you have a good reason.
We're going to be tried again?
Of course, yes. We're going through the legal process. You can't change custody just based on your personal claim.
No way!
Plus, your remarried partner was arrested. You're currently unemployed. It's highly unlikely that the court would approve a custody change to a parent who doesn't make a right environment for a child. I think it's pretty unlikely that the court would approve it.
I can't get custody, you mean?
Can you just give up me and Evan? I'm not going to go along with your selfishness.
I'll do my best. I'll be a good mother.
Come on, you're too late.
Please, give me a chance.
You cheated on me for almost 2 years behind my back. You don't deserve a chance.
What? What are you talking about?
You didn't think I knew?
Wait, about what?
You've known your remarried partner for a rather long time, right?
I met him after we separated. The marriage was broken. It shouldn't have been a problem.
2 years before the divorce. You once went out at night saying you needed a break, didn't you? And the relationship started right away, didn't it?
How did you know that?
My lawyer suggested me. He said I should check with the inquiry agency. That's why I'm looking into it.
Shoot!
I was totally devastated when I heard I might not be able to get compensation from you, so the lawyer referred me to the agency.
That sucks!
I was hoping to find some evidence that would give me an advantage. I looked into it, but it was a lot easier than I thought.
How did you find out about my past?
The manager of the bar knew about your history. He testified for me. And all I have, the other evidence of the affair.
So what? We're divorced. It's too late for that.
I'm telling you, I can still demand compensation.
No way! Are you going to do that?
You don't seem to be sorry at all. You should punished.
It's not funny at all. Come on.
We should have had these talks before the divorce, but I found out your affair after my illness got worse.
Is that why you agreed to the divorce right away without saying anything?
I couldn't stand it anymore. That's why you divorced her without asking for compensation.
What?
It was good. Because I got a message from you when my depression is getting better.
I shouldn't have sent a message like this.
That's exactly what I thought. If you just stay quiet, I wasn't going to ask you for compensation at all.
Oh my.
Then I'll talk to a lawyer and ask for compensation. You'd better be prepared, okay? Bye. It turned out that Georgia's visa was a tourist visa. Since it was for a period of 90 days or less, she was considered to be illegally staying abroad. She was deported. After returning to US, we immediately demanded compensation and ordered her to make one-time payment done to prevent her from escaping. I told her that I would collect the money through compulsory execution if she failed to pay. The word compulsory may have scared her. She was in panic and asked an acquaintance of her partner to introduce her to a loan company. She agreed to make the payment. What's worse? She discovered that her partner has been in debt. She demanded a divorce, but her partner told her that she could earn a lot of money if she did not get a divorce. And he introduced her a job. She longed for a luxurious life again, so she believed in his words and agreed to his proposal. However, the job he offered her was a sex job, and her salary is taken from her partner, so she has just a small income. What's worse, the loan company from which she borrowed money turned out to be a black market bank. She is now struggling with exorbitant interest payments. In contrast, I live happily with my son. I also enjoy creating games as a hobby. My depression is gradually improved. I never imagined my wife was such a terrible person, even in my dreams. I feel better now that she has been punished.